Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It is bank holiday weekend in the UK, so I have 3 days to enjoy this weekend and hopefully do quite a few bookish things. But the number one bookish thing I'm doing this weekend, which I'm so excited for, is I'm gonna go and meet Tahereh Mafi. I have been invited to my first ever influencer event at the Oxo Tower in London for breakfast, where I'm gonna meet the author of the Shatter Me series. I think quite a small setting. I don't know how many people are going. We're gonna have breakfast. We get to do Q&A with her. We get to get books signed. So I've got some special editions of the Shatter Me series, and then we're gonna get a copy of her new release book. But it's so funny because HarperCollins have already sent it to me and I've been reading it, and I actually ended up getting a stain on the front of it, so now I get a brand new copy which will be signed, which is so nice because I'm loving reading the book. It's so good. It's the younger brother James in the first Shatter Me series. He's now grown up and it's from his perspective, and it's still fighting the re-establishment. It's really cool. I've honestly been flying through it, and I really think there's something about Tahereh's books and her just writing style that make it really easy to read, and it's like dystopian fantasy. And I'm not a huge fantasy reader, I'm more a romance reader, but yeah, it's like, I guess, dystopian with undercurrents of fantasy, so it's really cool. I need to head there now. I'm gonna be late, but I went out last night. If you didn't see, my friend was DJing at this girls pop slumber party type thing in East London, and I am not one for a night out and I am not one for East London, but we had such a ball. Me and my best friend Liz went, and we managed to convince our boyfriends to come with us because they went for drinks with us first, and then I was like, do you guys want to come? I'll get you a ticket. They came. They were loving it more than me and Liz were, and me and Liz were loving it because basically I got them tickets and was like, if you don't like it, it's fine, you guys can go do your own thing. But then they got there and I was like, we have to leave at 11 because I've got this event and I don't want to be hungover or tired because it's a huge event for me to go and meet this author. Got to 11 o'clock, I was like, should we go, guys? And they looked so sad they didn't want to leave. So we ended up staying till about 11:45. Tom and I got food when we got home. I know Liz and George also got food when they got home. So I've woken up not hungover. So it's all good, and I've kept my lashes on from yesterday so that I look slightly put together when I go to this breakfast, but I'm ready to eat, so I'm very excited for this, but very nervous. I don't know anyone, so I'll let you know how it goes, but I will obviously video as much as I can. I'm sure loads of people will be taking content, so I will not be alone, and I will show you everything because this is my first influencer event, so let's go. These are the books I'm gonna pack, the special editions. I think they'll be okay to be signed. I didn't want to take all of those through central London with me, so I'm going to take these and then get the new book when I'm there. How exciting. The hangover felt like it was hitting as soon as I got in the house because I'd obviously had such a busy morning. I got up straight away, went to the breakfast, and then was interacting with loads of people, so I came back and was dying. So we sat on the sofa and we watched an episode of TV. We're watching the Wrexham football documentary series, which is really good. Tom has now fallen asleep on the sofa, but the flat is an absolute state. I don't know how this always happens, when we go out for drinks just before we're getting ready, everything's a mess. He's also cooked lunch. I've got laundry I need to put away, and I also had such a busy day at work yesterday, so I didn't do clean. I normally clean at some point in the day while I'm working from home, but I did not get time, so I'm going to do that now really quickly. It's actually 2 o'clock, so I am hoping to be done with cleaning within an hour. Then we're going to take Lola out for an afternoon walk, and then I have a few errands to run. I need to get my trousers taken up in Uniqlo because I bought them the other day, didn't try them on, and now, but they offer free alteration service, so I need to go back and ask if they can do that for me. And then I want to finish my book. I'm reading the Tahereh Mafi Watch Me book. I have 50 pages left, so I want to sit and read that because the day is so gloomy. It's been a bit rainy, and days when Tom is slightly hungover are days when I can actually just chill and read, and then I want to edit a bit more of my book. And then we've got loads of good TV shows that have really been released that have come out, so we're going to want to watch those. So it's going to be quite a chill day today and productive in the cleaning sense, but I am literally so tired. I could fall asleep right now, so I want to chill, but obviously we need to take Lola out, so we're going to do that first, run my errands, and then hopefully it'll be a very chill evening like I said. But let's get back into talking about this book event because this is my first ever influencer event that I have ever been to. I was a bit nervous, I think, because I don't know anyone, and I guess sometimes if you've got massive influencers or whatever, I don't know if they'd be approachable. It'd just be quite intimidating. And then I was also worried that because I've never done an event before, like an influencery type one, I was worried that when I'd get there, it would be quite cliquey and everyone would know everyone. But they organised it so nicely. The one thing I will say was the best thing was the fact that it was an hour-and-a-half event, so it was fine. It wasn't that long, and so I didn't get too socially drained or anything, plus with my hangover. But they organised it really well, where it was a breakfast at the Oxo Tower restaurant, and they'd hired out the whole thing in the morning, which is really cool. And Oxo Tower restaurant had been on my London bucket list for ages, so I'm glad I got to go to that. I arrived, and then most people were sat down because my tube was late, but it was very, very chill, and they had nameplates on the tables. So they'd assigned seating, which is really good, because obviously some people did come together and then they got split, which obviously they'd be sad about, but they actually seemed fine with it because it just meant that everybody would go and talk to new people. And I definitely connected with a few new people on sort of BookTok and everything, like got their accounts, and we just sat and we had such a lovely time, and it was just really nice getting to know them. I think there's something really nice about UK book community, especially with the people that have like lesser followers, because we're all just like normal people, so it's really nice. It's not like anyone's full-time job or anything like that, so it was just nice to sort of sit and like hear about their normal lives and what they're up to. Like, there was more to talk about outside of books, which was really nice as well. And so everyone was just so lovely, I can't even explain. And I think we were also talking about it at the event. We were like, well, I think it's because bookish people are quite introverted sometimes as well, so these events can be quite nerve-wracking for a lot of people. And then because everyone was nervous, you kind of connected. It was just really nice, and everyone was so lovely. And then they did a Q&A with Tahereh after we ate food, so she was on the table like right behind me, like she was literally exactly behind me. It was crazy, but she ended up, we had breakfast. It was literally, I loved how quick the event was. I love stuff like that. It just doesn't drag on for ages. Apparently, like the Lauren Roberts influencer event, someone was telling me it was 4 hours long. Luckily, this one was an hour and a half, because I think if it was any longer for my first ever event, I would be terrified and my social battery would just deplete. But it was amazing. So we ate breakfast. She did a very mini Q&A, and then everyone could take books to sign, and they didn't put a restriction on how many books. So some people were literally going up to her with 12 copies of the same book with like different sprayed edges and like different special edition, so that was hilarious. But I got my 3 special edition books of within the Shatter Me series. I should have bought the 4th one before I went. I knew I should have, to get it signed, but I'm obviously still, this series is way longer, so I'm gonna have less than half signed anyway, even if I did buy the other one that's out. So I got those signed, and then I got Watch Me signed as well, which is amazing. And they gave us goodie bags, so they'd already given me a free copy of this book when it was first released. No, I got an early copy of it actually. And then they gave us another one, and everyone else was like, yeah, I've now got 2 copies of the book. But they gave us each on our chairs like these cute pink goodie bags, and I will show you. I got another copy of the book, but this one is signed and not read, so I'm very happy about that. And it says Flo, read on Tahereh, which is very cute. I love the copy of this book. It's also really strange. They were talking about how none of the Shatter Me books ever came out in hardback, because I think it was at the time. Now I think they do the money making thing where they release the hardback first, then they wait to make you buy it, and then they wait 12 months for the paperback, and then you want to buy that because you want all the series looking the same. So I think they did that with this one. But then she also has special edition books, and I'm hoping that this series comes out in the same special edition cover as the ones in the Shatter Me series, because that will look really good on my bookshelves. So then we got the book, and then within this as well, we got some cute not cover art, but is it fan art, illustration art, whatever it's called. But these are the 2 characters, so that's James and Rosabelle. And I think this might be Warner and Juliet, because that says happy birthday Warner. So very cute. And then we got the pins as well, which I actually already got, because when they gave me the PR box of the Watch Me book when it first came out, I had a biscuit and book within the PR package. But it was so cute because the theme of this book is pink and purple. The PR packaging and all the goodie bags is just so aesthetically pleasing. Very cute. And then I also got, which I'm going to eat tonight, along with half an Easter egg I still have left. I can't believe I still have it, but I got some chocolates as well. So very cute, loved it. It was really, really good. And then literally as soon as I came home, I ripped my eyelashes off, took my nice clothes off and put comfy clothes on. And now we're going to go out and take Lola for a walk. we actually have no idea what else we're doing this weekend, so I will let you know as soon as I do. But I'll let you know if I finish Watch Me today. I really want to sit and read it. I want to edit a bit more of my book, so of course I'll bring you along for that. Normal, every weekend I have to do a bit of editing to keep the dream of becoming a traditionally published author alive. So let's clear up first. I'll bring you along with me as I sort out my apartment, and then we take Lola for a walk, and then hopefully have the evening to chill. I definitely need it. The hangover is taking it. Sunday. I had the most random day yesterday. We ended up taking way longer to clean and sort the house flat than we thought, but that was fine because I got everything done. Tom helped me a bit when he woke up. We were feeling it a bit yesterday afternoon, and then we went for a dog walk, and then I ended up going round to sort out Uniqlo. I took it with me, so I ended up being able to take my trousers up and doing that errand, return the trousers on the way back from the event last night as well. So I felt good that I ticked everything off that I needed to do. And then, did I say event last night? I meant event yesterday morning. I can't remember. I'm so tired. I haven't drunk my coffee yet. And then we started walking around and we were just chatting, and I don't know how we got onto it, but we were talking about IKEA, and we were talking about little bits we need because we've lost loads of forks. I think Tom doesn't admit that I think he leaves them at work, and so we've been losing them because I get lunch at work, so I don't take any, so I think it's him. But we ended up going to the new IKEA on Oxford Street. It's the one that replaced a huge Topshop, but we cut it pretty fine. We got there at 7:20 because there was loads of tube issues, but I was actually so glad that we didn't get there any earlier because honestly it would have been too much, especially on a Saturday. It was busy, but it wasn't unbearable, and I can imagine that it's way busier in the day. But while we were in IKEA, Tom got bad news, and that was that his brother has decided to move back home to Wales. And he has already moved, so he told us after he moved, so Tom was really shocked. And so as we were walking around, I picked him up a pineapple plant and was like, here, this will cheer you up. So we've got a new pineapple plant, I'll show you it in a bit. So we've got that new addition to the plant collection in the flat, even though we don't need any more. So I didn't really do much, well, I didn't do any writing yesterday. I'm going to do a bit today. And I did do a little bit of reading in bed, but that was it. So I'm here this morning, I've got a coffee, and I'm going to finish this book. I don't have many pages left. Tom has gone out for a morning run, and I'm going to read and try and finish this and then get on with editing my book before he comes back, because he normally does quite a long run on a Sunday. And then we're thinking of going to Windsor for the day, and I don't know if there's anything book related in Windsor because I've never been. So I'm going to take you guys with us and show you, because we're definitely going to go for a dog walk. Oh, and then I forgot to say, we also went for dinner last night, which was really nice on the way back. So we had a very bougie, spontaneous afternoon where we took Lola for a walk, ran some errands, went to Sticks and Sushi for dinner, and then went to IKEA. So it was a really nice day, and I'm hoping today is less expensive because I bought a few extra things in IKEA. Well, I bought because I bought a few extra things in Uniqlo that I didn't mean to. I bought a few bits because it's just the summer, transitioning to summer, I ended up buying more clothes, so that's okay. But I also spent quite a lot of money when I went out with Liz, George and Tom on Friday, so I need to not spend money today. So let's get on to finishing this book. I've just finished Watch Me by Tahereh Mafi and I have rated it 5 stars. While it's fresh in my mind, I thought I would do a little non-spoiler book review. But essentially, if you've read the Shatter Me series, then this is a new series, but it's a continuation in the world that the Shatter Me series is set in. But there's a younger brother. In the Shatter Me series, you meet, I think he's 10 at the time, and his name is James, and he is Warner and Aaron's younger brother. And this book is basically him in the world 10 years, 8 years later or whatever. He's basically 18, I think. And you meet him and it's basically about how the new republic is sort of still dealing with the threat of the re-establishment so many years later. And it's just basically so, I just love reading about James growing up. I think he's such a good character as he's gotten older, and it's so funny because the reader would have literally gone from the last book in the Shatter Me series, which is when James is really little, to this new book where he's older. And I think it's so clever because he's going through issues where the characters in the book, so his brothers and everyone that you meet in the first book, still view him like a little kid. And it's funny because as the reader you also do, because you're just so used to seeing him as like a young 10-year-old or however old he is at the time. But now he's trying to break out of that shell of needing to be protected. And then he meets a girl from the re-establishment called Rosabelle, and he goes to Ark Island, which is one of the only islands that are still occupied by the re-establishment. He ends up going there, meeting her, and then stuff happens, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was so good. It was so gripping. What I really love about Tahereh Mafi is YA dystopian I can really get on board with because it's such an easy read. And then even just the simple stuff, like text is really big on the page, the chapters are small, and it just is so easy to read, and the pace of it is just so nice. And I am dying to read the next book, but she said at the breakfast yesterday that it's not going to come out for a year because she's also writing a fantasy series, which I actually want to pick up. I want to read that. She's writing that fantasy series, so when she's writing a new book of that, there's one that's going to be released this year, then this one will get released the same time next year. So she's saying she's pivoting between the two. So I think I'm gonna have to wait a year for the next book. But apparently she has written it. She did confirm she's written the next book in this series, which is very exciting, and I hope all the books are as pretty as this one. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I'm really feeling like reading my TBR. Honestly, everything on my TBR, I'm very in the mood for getting it done. I basically, when I was in New York, I was going around all of the bookshops and I was like, I way prefer New York covers of books. I love how floppy they are. I just love everything about them. I don't love UK printed books. So I was like, right, if you get through your TBR, if you want to buy a book, buy US version, because actually there's a trick. If you like a US version of a book and you've got an Amazon account, you can go on the Amazon US website and you can order the book. I've bought like special editions from there. I've pre-ordered them, and I've managed to order this book in the, and I'm looking at it now, The Boys of Tommen series, which is out on Tuesday. I've been collecting the US ones and they haven't been out. Obviously this one didn't come out by the time I was in New York, and I just order it and then get my colleagues to bring it over. But I didn't realize you could just order it on Amazon, and the cost of the book on Amazon is typically cheaper than Barnes and Noble, and then the thing isn't that much. So I ended up like spending actually not that much on the books and getting them delivered here, which is so much easier. But yeah, I kind of want to start like collecting US book covers and also reusing my Kindle again. I have not used my Kindle for so long because I've been reading like physical copies of books, and I'm paying for Kindle Unlimited, so I really should use it. But I'm going to go through my TBR now and see if there's anything on Kindle Unlimited that is on my TBR, and then I can read it. But so much quicker on my Kindle anyway, and it's so much easier with work, so I'm going to do that. I'm in the mood to read next. I'm going to go and have a scour in a minute and then pick. But I'm going to edit my book while Tom isn't here. Just sit, finish my coffee, because I finished this book way before I finished my coffee. So I'm going to edit my own book for a bit now. I'm feeling quite productive. I like doing it in the morning and then having the rest of the day to do what I want. So yeah, I'm going to let you know how many I do. I think I want to do at least 2 chapters this morning. So yeah, let's get right to it. I got way too impatient, so I went to go pick what I want to read next. I think I'm going to do Conditions of Will because it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I can restart using my Kindle, make use of Kindle Unlimited and get through my physical TBR. Although every Jessa Hastings book, every time I've read it physically, not enjoyed it. Every time I've listened to the audiobook, really enjoyed it. I'd say not enjoyed it is dramatic. The first book in the Magnolia Park series I read and I didn't love it because it felt toxic, and then when I listened to all the others in the audiobook, loved it because the characters, like the actors that do the audiobook, phenomenal. And then I started reading Never, like in physical copy, and I wasn't loving it, but then as soon as I put the audiobook on, loved it. So I'm gonna see, because it's on Kindle Unlimited anyway, I'm gonna see if I like reading this physically on the Kindle, and then I'll let you know how I get on.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be 2 hearts running wild. So loud as the hours pass, we're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be.
We are back from our adventure in Windsor. We actually ended up going to Waterstones and the Works there. I didn't realise there was a Works, so I was very excited to be able to go book shopping alongside going for a walk around Windsor. We've both actually never been there before, which is very surprising because it's not that far. You can get a train directly from where we live here, which is really cool. The train was so long on the way there, it was very delayed, so it took over an hour, but on the way back it was like 40 minutes, so it was perfect. That's exciting news, and I can't believe I'm saying this. This video will be out way after the release date, but currently we are 2 days before the next book in the Boys of Tommen series book is released, and it is releasing 10. Look what I have. I can't believe I found a book before the release date in the wild in a Waterstones. This never happens to me. Like, I know some people manage to get like Sonic Storm early, and then they've had other Binding 13 books early as well. But I have releasing 10, which is very annoying because if I hadn't finished reading Watch Me this morning and I finished it on the train, I would literally jump straight into this right now. But I've already over 10% of the way through Conditions of Will, and I'm actually finding it so easy to read. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I picked up this, and obviously if you've noticed the sticker, it's buy one get one half price. So I also picked up King of Envy. I don't have King of Sloth. I think that's the only one I'm missing, which I think is book 4. I have read 3 of them, so I know I'm going to get to it. So I just thought I may as well do it with the buy one get one half price, and I had a £10 Waterstones voucher, so I spent that. I did want to get the new Liz Tom Fordy book within the buy one get one half price because there was a book left, but it was really damaged. So I asked if they had any more at the back, and they were like, no. But then I saw the Works as I headed out of Waterstones, and I was like, oh, they'll definitely have it. They didn't. So I only got these. I would have got more from the Works because they had loads of lovely sprayed edge books as well, but I'm just not into UK books at the moment. I've got these, and I'll get the Liz Tom Fordy book in UK print because I already have started collecting these in the series, so it just makes sense to keep within the same ones. But I really want to start using Amazon US and getting US book covers, because they had like a US printed book in Waterstones and it was so floppy and the size is way nicer. So I think if I'm going to pivot to paperback and keep reading them, I am going to start getting US ones. I feel like that's a really random thing to want to do, and it's probably more expensive, but it stops me impulse buying books out in bookshops, which is also a good thing. But maybe, I don't know how good it is to be using Amazon's instead of going to independent bookshops in the UK. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just love how floppy US book covers are. So yeah, I'm so happy that I managed to pick this up, even though I actually won't be reading it until it's already released, because I think I'm gonna read it on Kindle just because I have to show you how small the text is. It's ridiculous. So, but I have had a very, very bookish weekend. I do have one day left because it is the bank holiday, but overall, I think I've crammed in as much bookish stuff as I can in these 2 days as possible. I went to an author event, I've written, I've read, I finished a book, the book that I met the author for as well. I've gone to a different part of the outskirts of London in Surrey, and I have book shopped. I've gone for loads of wholesome walks, got loads of coffee. So I think I'm going to end this vlog here, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.